Hello and welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge to Canadian whiskeys. Now this is going to count for Friday because Friday and Fandango Friday, liquor and or liqueur. I'm trying to figure out which liquor I'm going to bring. Not a liqueur this time. I think I'm going to bring. Maybe I'll bring Gran Legacy. I got a lot of it. Anyway, this is Gibson's finest rare, and for Louisiana, it really is rare. I don't see this around. I found it at Savannah Discount about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, probably more like five. It was in this huge glass, thank you, glass, not plastic, handle bottle with the handle on the back. 1,750 milliliter bottle, 12-year aged. Look at that, aged 12 years. Most Canadian whiskey, you'd be getting a 3-year aged. See if it'll focus. No. Now it did. Now this is aged 12 years, and it is a William and Grant and Sons product. And it was at Savannah Discount for true story. This is not made up. Look at the beautiful embossed glass. $9.99. $9.99. And they show a shield with some maple leaves, a beaver, two type of deer, typical Canadian stuff. The history of this product is sort of shadowy, so I'm not going to say when it was introduced. Some people say 1972, but I haven't seen any real definitive information on that. Well, we know it's been around a while, and it is owned by William Grant and Sons, who own Grant Scotch, and they have no website anymore. The one they had wasn't worth looking at. Anyway, how did they sell it for $9.99 a handle glass? It's a mystery to me. You can figure that out. I can't. Here is Gran Legacy. Now, this I know was introduced in 2006. I also found out that the trademark applicant was CVS Pharmacy. So it was designed to be a private label brand at CVS Pharmacy. Yes, CVS Pharmacy in Louisiana sells liquor. They have a liquor section right on the aisle, like the candy section. You just pull the liquor off the shelf and bring it to the checkout. It's not behind a counter or anything. Now, some of it, the more expensive stuff, is in a glass, a wooden case locked up with a glass front, to prevent theft from these good-for-nothing criminals who steal out of stores. And I have a ruthless, I'll admit this, I have a ruthless regard for shoplifters and violent criminals. And, well, I have to say, if I was running the show, it would be a different story, believe you me, believe me you. But anyway, I'd be the taxpayer's best friend and the violent criminal's most worst arch enemy. So, but they abandoned the trademark. It was never approved. And this, if you notice, this has no indication that Gran Legacy is a trademark registered with the U.S. Patent Office, because it is not. It was refused, and they finally kept appealing it, and they gave up. And I don't think this brand is produced anymore. I saw one bottle of Gran Legacy gin 2 days ago when I went to CVS Pharmacy in two different towns in Louisiana, two different CVS pharmacies. Oh, yes, they had a huge liquor section. There was no doubt about that. But all types of gin, rum, brandy, tequila, whiskey, vodka, schnapps, Irish cream liqueur, and so forth. But not to mention wine and beer. But only one bottle in one of the stores of Gran Legacy gin, and they had it on sale for $9.97, which is basically they're just giving it away, probably selling it for cost or below cost because they know that they're not going to bring it in anymore. Try to speak properly. Last week, I found Gran Legacy, the same bottle, 1,750 milliliter bottle, handle. It's got a handle. It's plastic, beautiful plastic. Nothing like the thud of plastic. Nothing says quality like the thud of plastic, and we all know that. I saw this at Star, which has no relationship to CVS Pharmacy whatsoever. But there it was on the shelf. Probably had 6 bottles. Don't know the price. Couldn't figure out the price from looking, and I wasn't that interested to try to really investigate it. Should have though. But when I bought this at CVS, it was $11.99, and it was actually $11.99 after tax. So when you see the CVS loyalty card price, it's the after tax price. Great deal, huh? You say, yeah, great deal for trash, garbage, filth, disgusting liquid. Well, I have to tell you this now. I must tell you now. It is not trash, garbage, filth, or anything disgusting. It tastes all right. Not wonderful. It's not the greatest thing. It's not going to change your idea about Canadian whiskey. None of those things, but it's okay. So when you go to CVS Pharmacy here in Louisiana and you see Jethro T. Boots, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it says $8.99, $8.99. That's the after-tax price. Amazing, right? Pretty good stuff. Not great. Pretty good. I still got some left in my bottle. Okay. I'd buy more if I needed bourbon, but that's the last thing I need is more bourbon. I've got too much bourbon as it stands, right? Yeah. Okay, but Gibson's is all the way elegant. Now, if you see this price on the internet, it's not going to be $9.99 for this handle. It's not going to be $19.99. It's not going to be $29.99. It's not going to be $39.99. It's going to be somewhere above that. So this was like the greatest deal in the world that I paid. But anyway, I don't really like the product. I'll admit that. Gibson's finest Canadian whiskey, Canadian. It's got a real cork. It's not particle board or rubber. That's a real cork, viewers. From what I was told by some people that this is very popular in Canada. It's sold in Canada. It's very popular and well regarded. Okay, I believe that. But it's not popular in Louisiana. And like I told you, I've seen it one time. I saw it twice. My friend David had a bottle he got at Elio's Wine Warehouse one time for $5 on a deal. He said, but they don't sell it normally. And then he had a regular bottle. And then I found those at the Savannah Discount. Only time I ever saw Gibson's anywhere in Louisiana at any time. Okay. Only time anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? That's redundant. I know only time anywhere at any time. But so not common here, probably common in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Michigan, Wisconsin, something like that. Okay. Ontario, Quebec. We'll check the LCBO just for general principles. Let's see. LCBO, Liquor Control Board of Canada. They sell a lot of products because that's the government controls socialistic. No, I'm not picking on Canada because Virginia and Iowa have the same thing. I don't support it there either. Here we go, whiskey. Canadian whiskey. Oh, I see all kinds. Some I'm familiar with. 40 Creek, Crown Royal. And some I have never heard of. Like Glen Breton, Pine Creek, Wayne Gretzky, Bareface 7. So some of these are Caribou Crossing. Yes, I have seen that. It does show up in Louisiana. It's a very expensive product. They got it for $99.95 in Canada. But yeah, Here we go. Gibson's Finest. Oh, Sterling. That's the Sterling edition. Different age statement, different product. Here we go. No, here we don't go. They got the handle for 67.85, 1750. Dang it. Let's see if they have Gibson's Finest rare. It might be rare in Canada. Let's see, Gibson's. Oh, here we go. I think. Okay, here we go. 1750 bottle. Limited availability. $76.95. Ooh wee. Yikes. Made in Ontario. It's a 88 out of 100. Good score. $76.95 in Canadian dollars is what in American dollars? $76.95 CA to USD. $56.94. Think our dollar's doing bad? Theirs is worse. Still, it's a $56.94 bottle, basically a $57 bottle, but I got it for $10. $57, I got it for $10. But it still doesn't make me like it. I don't think it's very good. Okay. But I am open-minded, and I'm going to give it a second chance. I did pour a little bit too much, I'll admit. My friend Dave was like, you pour so much. I was like, it happens sometimes because I'm not careful. I would like to have like about 20% less in each glass. But I mean, it's not like these glasses are very big, because they're not. So one is a little hazy, that Sazerac. Oh, I say it's Sazerac. It's Legacy Distilling. I can't prove it's Sazerac. Necessarily prove that, but I know it is, but I can't prove it, so I'm not going to say it is. I'm just going to say, all right, Legacy Distilling. Bottled in Kentucky. Did I say bottled in Kentucky? Yeah. Good. It shows all the telltale signs of a Sazeracian Canadian whiskey. And let me tell you that right about now. But I'm open-minded. Like I say, I'm open-minded. And some people say I'm closed-minded, but I'm not. I'm open-minded, and I will give it a chance. Another chance. I mean, as you can see, the bottle's half full. I've been giving it a lot of chance. Less than half full. It's 35% full. 40% full. Oh, look at the sediment in this bottle. There is chips of something all throughout this liquor, this whiskey. White specks, just like you get with a beer. I'm telling you, these whiskeys, you get lower in the bottle, you start seeing sediment everywhere. There's only so much filtering they can do. I guess it's yeast particles or who knows what. And Sazerac is notorious for that. Their whiskeys be full of sediment. Okay, it's not coming from the cork. Let's see if I can get a date. Okay, 06-101-582-0348. 34, that makes no sense. But whiskey Canadian, but I guess liquor experts might be able to figure that out. All right. Smells like oaky, sweet grain. Grain, such as, well, you know, corn, barley, wheat, rye. It's probably corn 1, probably 80% corn, 10% rye, 5% barley, maybe 5% wheat, or could be 10% barley. I don't know what it is. And it's the youngest whiskey is aged 12 years. So the youngest whiskey in that blend is 12 years old. Now I was doing the Black Velvet earlier, and they were talking about they use whiskeys that are 8. Oh, some of them are over 8 years old. Rye whiskeys, corn whiskey. But they blend it all together with some grain spirits, unaged, and they let them rest for 3 years. So it has to be called a 3-year whiskey. It has to be called a 3-year, even though some of the whiskeys in the blend or over 8 years old, which would make them over 11 years old by the time you're ready to bottle it. Doesn't matter though. You could have a whiskey that's 1,000 years old in barrels, and if you blend it with a 2-year-old bourbon, then it's called a 2-year-old whiskey. You say that's not fair. It's not really fair, but it's done to ensure that people are not getting tricked. You see. Craft Beer Tastic says that's odd. There is sediment with the distilling process. Maybe it's from the aging it on oak. I think what happens is they chill filter it, and all of it. There's a method they do this, like a scientific method. But then what happens is over time, what seemed to have disappeared starts to solidify again. You know what I'm saying? Like it went to total liquid, but it started to solidify. But some experts out there would probably know. I'm not an expert at all. I'm just a taster. But there's got to be a reason, because it happens nearly every time. The bottle will be full. It'll be clear as a bell. Clear, even Sazerac brand. Be clear, clear, clear. You get down to the bottom, 30, 20, 30 or 20%. That thing would be, you say, whoa, 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 what's all this sediment? It's probably dropping to the bottom. That's why you see it at the bottom. Common sense, right? But it's unmistakable. With these lamps I have up here, it's showing it. Okay, over here. I'm getting a little vanilla note. It's not heavy. I've been talking. It's not strong. It is not even what you say. It's not prominent, but it's there. And I think this is the Gran Legacy. And it is. See, so I got it correct on aroma only. Now, yes, I bought the Gibsons for $2 less than the Gran Legacy. It was actually less than $2 because this was $11.99 after tax. After tax. Because that's how CVS does it with their loyalty card. Like they'll figure it out plus the tax, and it'll come out. They want it to come out to that price. So whatever they configure to come out to $8.99 for the bourbon, $11.99 for this big Canadian whiskey jug bottle. So the Gibsons was $9.99 plus tax. So it was probably more like $10.90. Still $1.09 cheaper. And that's so wrong because that whiskey is a $56.99 bottle. Assuming you can find it. So I cannot explain Louisiana prices. I am not going to attempt to. All I can say is if I'm at a liquor store and I see a deal like that, I'm buying it. I'm not going to wait and think about it because I know when I go back in a week, it's going to be gone. Might be gone in a day. For that price, might be gone in one day. Who could blame the people? Okay, taste, cheers. Yeah. Gibson's kind of reminds me of Grant's Scotch. And that's a basic product. Now, they got Grant's. Now, the basic one is basic. That's not really fair to say that. Because they got Grant's that's 25-year age. Going to cost you hundreds of dollars, But they got Grant's. The basic one you buy at their local store here is basic. And it's kind of bitey. It kind of stings a little bit, and not in a good way. It's kind of bitey and a little rough. But it's better than I had originally thought, because really I was thinking, this thing it's no good. But then I started to experience it more, and it kind of grew on me a bit. I'm still not championing it, but I don't hate it. I don't hate Grant's. On the other hand, I'm not going to recommend it. I'm not saying, oh, yeah, you need to buy it. I'm not going to say that. $57? No. You say, but it's aged 12 years, idiot. I'm not an idiot. Although I seem to be. No, but no, but look. I know it's aged 12 years. It says it. And this might sound like I'm trying to agitate people or start some kind of conflict just to get people to watch whatever. I'm not doing it. I don't ever do that. I could get Crown Royal for $44.95, same size bottle, and I would rather buy that. $12 cheaper. but to me, it's better. It just tastes better. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. All right. I mean, I'm sorry that you don't like that. I mean, I'm not sorry for what I'm saying because I actually believe it. And I know Crown Royal is a whipping dog for a lot of people. They say, "Oh, Crown Royal, oh, that's a mixer. Ain't nobody with good sense drinks that." Murmur, 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 murmur. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more, and all of that. And it's those products. Johnny Walker Red Label. Oh, not Johnny Walker Red Label. Jack Daniels. Not Jack Daniels. That's the worst. Oh no. Jim Beam. Oh no. Those trigger products. Budweiser. No, no. Now since April 1st, 2023, double no. Well, I can understand that part of it. Okay, anyway. But this is my truth. Oh, me the mocker. It does have a little vanilla thing going on with it, though, tell you the truth. Got that little bite, though. 12 years didn't smooth it out. Can you imagine what it was like without the 12-year aging? Yeah. Medium body, typical medium long finish. It's basic. It's a basic Canadian. Is it as good as the Canadian Club 12-year? No. No, 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 no. I'd rather have Canadian Club 10 out of 10 opportunities. Do I think Canadian Club cheats and adds flavoring? Yeah. It's pretty clear that they do. Just by tasting it, you could tell they're adding some kind of like caramel flavoring or something. Or whatever's allowed in Canada, okay, because the law, I just read the recent regulations and it's very non-specific. Just look at it. It's it's up there, canada.gov. I'll look it up for you if you insist on me doing it. But it just said natural flavors. All it says, natural flavors. That's it. But that's pretty wide latitude. And I think Canadian Club 12-year has coloring added. It's unusually dark. But that being said, it does have a better flavor. Sorry, it just does. Wait, I'm not sorry. Nobody's sorry. Everybody likes that stuff. All right. Probably everybody would agree. And it's way cheaper. I think even for a handle, probably $10 cheaper. Jason Cleveland says, I purchased a bottle of Tower grade whiskey last night, and there was a touch of stuff floating in it. I think I will return the bottle and get my money back. Like little, there was stuff floating in it. I never heard of a Tower grade whiskey. All right. Yeah. The aroma reflected the flavor, to a small extent, but it has that vanilla flavor or that almond extract flavor or that pecan oil flavor or that whatever that is flavor. All right. Is that the flavoring? I would assume. It says on the bottle, natural flavors added. Then it tastes like it got flavoring. So there you go. I got ears, Frank. I hear things. So lower grade whiskey, if I can find your email, I'll send you a picture. Oh, I was looking at it wrong. Oh, lower grade whiskey. I thought that was a letter T. I was looking at it kind of off. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you can just send me a picture on Facebook. I'm in Alcohol Eggs. Send the picture. I'll look at it. Why don't you just name the whiskey? It shouldn't be a secret. Okay, there's Craig Swinson from New England. Are you familiar with the band Dust from the early 70s? Just curious because I've always respected your music taste. I'm not. I got off Facebook during the scamdemic. Well, you can get back on. We're there. We're having good times on Alcohol Eggs. I'm not familiar with Dust, but I like Elysian Space Dust. No, but I'm not. I'm but I am familiar with Death from 1973. Technically, Kentucky bourbon has natural flavors added from the oak barrels. Correct. But that would not be considered a natural flavor. That's just a result of aging in charred oak. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But then they can't take it out the barrel and then add vanilla to it. Well, actually, they can. They just have to call it bourbon with natural flavors as opposed to a flavored bourbon. Funny, huh? All right. I know this to be a fact because I own 2 bottles of bourbon with natural flavors. Okay, it's a Safeway brand Signature Reserve. Oh, yes. Signature Reserve Tennessee Straight Whiskey, aged 4 years. I know where to find that because Safeway is owned by Albertsons. Oh, I'm sorry. Albertsons is owned by Safeway. No, scratch that. They're both owned by Super Value. But the company is in an agreement to sell all of Super Value, Albertsons, Safeway, Jewel Osco, etc., to Kroger. But it has to be approved by the government. You know, the empire has to approve it. So, but I've seen that Signature Reserve. Yes, haven't had it. Very familiar. There's a Signature Reserve Canadian, 2 different age levels. I think a 3-year and a 12 something. Shouldn't have stuff floating in it, but I know it's coming from Sazerac. I can't say that for sure, but I know it's coming from Sazerac, and that's a Sazerac feature with that stuff in it. Andrew Mason says hello. Maxwell says, hey, Ron. Hello to all you people. Hello to everyone watching. I appreciate it. Hey, Ron, what time is it in Louisiana? It's 9:16 a.m. here in Texas. Says Invasion. We're in the same time zone, Invasion, so it's 9. Unless you live in west of the Pecos River, then you're in mountain time. Once you cross that river, it goes to mountain time, but I know you obviously aren't. So, yeah, same time, 9:16, 9:18 a.m. Central Time. Goes that way all the way to Apalachicola, Florida. Once you cross the Apalachicola River, then it's Eastern Time. Okay. Would I recommend Gibson's? Yeah, if you can find it for $9.97 a bottle like I did, yeah, who wouldn't buy it? But obviously, you're not going to find it for that. I wouldn't really recommend it. I just think it's got problems, and it's not just me saying, well, that's your opinion. Yeah, I know it is my opinion. I just don't. I don't think it's that terrific. It's okay. I like the oak. There's just something about it. It's bitey. It's all right. I wouldn't buy it again, even if I saw it for $9.97. I've been through it. I've experienced it. I've done it. Gran Legacy. Yeah, I would recommend it. Especially if you can get it for $11.99 after tax. But that's a moot point. I think it's discontinued. I don't think anybody's going to ever see it again, including me. But I'm glad I bought it. I just had a funny feel. You know, when I bought it, I had a weird feeling. Can't place it. Don't know why. But I was looking at it on the shelf, and I was like, man, I got a weird feeling about this product. I don't think it was when I bought the Canadian. I just bought it because I wanted to try it. By the time I went and bought the 2 rums, the silver and gold, which I haven't broken open yet, I started having a weird feeling. I said, man, I got a feeling this stuff's going to disappear. And even though I definitely don't need it for my reviews, and I'm pretty sure 99.9% of the viewers could care less about Gran Legacy gold rum or silver rum, and I can see that. I can understand that. I said, but it is $11.99 after tax. I think that was the price. It might have been $12.99. I lost track, but it was cheap, believe me. To my handle bottles. I just said, I'm going to buy it. I just got a funny feeling about it. I have a feeling next time I come in the store, I'm not going to see it. So I bought the silver and the gold. Went back to the store a month later, all gone. Gone. Went to New Orleans, gone. They had, a few bottles of the liter bottles, glass. They had a few glass bottles of like the vodka and the gin maybe, but it wasn't too much. And then that was the CVS Pharmacy on Canal Street. That was on Mardi Gras Day. They were open Mardi Gras Day, believe it or not. And then, like I said, I just went to CVS 2 days ago, and they had one bottle left of any of those, and it was the gin. And I said, they gone. Yeah. So honestly, I'm not gonna say that the Grand Legacy won the competition, because it could be some kind of thing where I'm not understanding that what it's supposed to taste like. Talking about the Gibsons. On a personal level, yeah, it clearly won. I will rather drink it, the Grand Legacy. On an actual quality basis, I'm not sure if I'm approaching it correctly or properly or understanding it necessarily. So I'm just going to say I don't know. I don't know. But I do know what I like, and I'm tasting them. Well, they're gone now. I mean, these glasses are empty. So yeah, it's kind of a mix up here, kind of a little bit of a confusion. But we'll move on, and then I got 40 Creek coming up. Grand Legacy versus 40 Creek. Now, I did get a deal on that 40 Creek. I'll admit that on air. I got it for half price, thanks to Walmart, not thanks to any special somebody I know. I just walked in there and they had it for half price, so consequently I bought it. Grand Legacy doesn't stand a chance against 40 Creek. No way. Can't happen. It will not win. I do suspect that 40 Creek is flavored also, but it's a wonderful, whatever they're adding is a good flavor. And then I was at John and Nilly's when we did that copper pot still version. That was wonderful too. I don't have that one. So yeah, I think Grand Legacy is going to meet its match for sure there. Now with the Crown Royal series coming up, because I'm going to do Grand Legacy versus Crown Royal Black, Crown Royal, I got the third specialty one. Oh yeah, the XO. I guess Grand Legacy is going to get obliterated, but I'm going to go through all of them. Then it'll be on to Irish whiskey. Well, I could never do Grand Legacy versus Jethro T. Boots Cotton Eye Joe, because that's a Canadian whiskey versus a Kentucky straight bourbon sour bash whiskey. So that's cross-lining, and I don't cross-line. No. They're both whiskeys, yeah, but they're both from North America, but I don't cross-line. No. Sorry. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.